Morning guys, Harden here, back with yet another Eve Echoes video. This is just a very ad hoc video I'm making to explain a little bit about implants and some of the benefits of those. Last night I just finished I think it was the third set, the third week of the dormant realms. I'm not maxing those out yet. I'm only doing kind of up to level 7, 8. I've done level 9 on the Abyss and lost 2 ships in the process, you've seen in a previous video. But I'm doing kind of level 7s and level 8s regularly, so collecting the boxes, collecting all the bits and pieces. I haven't spent any money on implants or any ISK on implants since it started. Basically just been collecting out of the boxes and upgrading out of the boxes. So anyway, last night I've finished this week, so there's still a few days left, but I thought I'm just going to open the boxes. And what I wanted to show you is my implant, my missile implant here. Which the missile implant is not the most exciting or interesting, especially compared to some of them. But as you can see here, what I have done now is I've upgraded it. It's now actually at level 17. At level 17, you have this option, these two modes. You have an explosion warhead, where basically it reduces all your damage types except explosive, which increases to 334%. And there's also an EM version of that. Now the rats here where I'm based in Declan are Guristas and are primarily shield tanked. So the idea of being able to do a 100% EM damage to them is pretty nice, especially for ratting in terms of speeding things up. So what I wanted to do is make this video and kind of demonstrate how that works. Just bear in mind that when you're using your implant, you do use what, I don't know what the official term is, but you do lose this kind of brain juice. You can see here, there's a little spanner down on the bottom right hand side where you've got 99 out of 100. So when the implant is activated, you do use that and it does reduce. I haven't actually gone through the process of upgrading that neural activity. So if I want to bring that back up, +1, no available materials in the, okay, so I don't have the materials. I don't even know how expensive those materials. So neuroactive supplements can restore 1 point. So in terms of, okay, so those neuroactive supplements, let's have a quick look on the market. Let's see, I'm not sure where they come under, but let's have a quick look at this market. I guess they'd be under implants. Let's have a quick look. Implants, here we go. Neurocompilers. Would this be the neuroactive? Okay, so the neuroactives here are going for around 13 million each, so pretty pricey there for each item. So the question of if you are ratting and it really speeds up the ratting, is that worthwhile as opposed to the cost of purchasing these things? So you've got the experimental implants there, basic implants. I have got the basic implant for my missile skill, but I got that through one of the boxes, I think the first time completion box for my missile skill. So again, I haven't purchased any of these at all. So I haven't got the standard implants, the purple ones yet, or the advanced here. So you can see the prices are ranging. Let me see the missile one. Let me see how much is the purple, just in case I decided to buy it. It looks like it's around 10 billion right now, which is pretty pricey, and none on the market right now anyway. So yeah, it's not something I'm planning to buy. I'm just going to upgrade these as I've done with everything, my nanocore and everything else. I'm just going to upgrade and slowly work on them. But anyway, let's jump back to the implants page here. You can see here with this missile implant, the Warhead Charge. If I click on that, you can see that you've got two modes here. You've got a range extending mode, which reduces the damage by 25%. And this is one of the annoying things, that both of the missile options reduce the damage by 25%, and it increases the flight time. So basically it increases the range. So far, and again, because I've got this up to level 17, it now increases the range by 18.8%. I cannot imagine, because missiles are quite flexible already. You have your torpedoes at short range, you have your rapids up to about 45 kilometers, and then you have your missiles up to about 136 kilometers on a Raven. I cannot really imagine needing to use that mode, although a couple of times when I've been doing one-on-one challenges where someone is just kiting slightly out of when I've been in a torpedo fit, someone is kiting just maybe a kilometer, 2 kilometers out of range, I have actually used that. I'm taking less damage, but at least I'm applying some damage. So it does give some flexibility, so it can be quite handy. And then the other one option is the precision missile, which is, again, the damage is reduced by 25%, but the explosion radius increases by 31.33%, which theoretically allows you to hit smaller targets more effectively. And again, I haven't really used that. I did try it a couple of times when I was at a lower level on some kind of smaller anoms, the kind of ones that have a lot more smaller ships. And I honestly didn't see any difference. I guess the 25% loss in DPS, it definitely at this level certainly still outweighs any benefit. I guess if you were in content that was like pretty much all just small stuff, then it might make a difference. But even in the tidal lock, the dormant realm, there where most of the ships are smaller, I didn't really notice it having any appreciable impact or benefit. So those are the two kind of standard modes. And as I mentioned here, once you go into it, once you get to level 15, you can then choose this explosive or EM damage. And it literally makes your ship 100% do damage of that type. You can see here I have put in one general unit here, which is a missile guidance computer. If I click on that, I can show you what it does, which basically reduces the flight time boost, so it decreases the range of the missile guidance computer, but increases the explosion velocity and missile explosion radius boost effect. Now, I don't use missile guidance computers. I will get around to testing that at some point. I've just kind of slotted this in for now, as it seems to be the one that's most relevant to my kind of missile setup. Again, this one, theoretically, if I was using missiles, which already have a gigantic range of 136 kilometers, I could fit this one and it will reduce the range. It will, in fact, it won't give any additional range as a missile guidance computer normally would do. But what it will do is it will help me hit those smaller targets and apply more damage. So that will be worth testing at some point when I get around to it, but I'm not doing that today. So the thing I'm going to just demonstrate today is the EM damage. I am going to be doing just undocking here my normal ratting system with my 3 Ravens. I have to warn you in advance. I'm doing this on one of these is on an emulator which is running on an old PC, which is not designed for gaming, and it kind of has a fit and starts making a lot of noise. And I'm not using a microphone today because, again, I'm not actually at home. So if you hear this whirring, don't worry, it's not like some air raid siren, and I apologize for any annoyance. But basically, it's just my PC having a fit. Have to get around to upgrading that at some point. But not right now. So I'll just jump in. So you can see that's the one that's fit. I'm going to apply that once we start. I am going to quickly show you my setup, which is just like, again, my standard ratting fit. I think I've mentioned before, it's not optimized, not 100% optimized for ratting. With what I'm doing, I could be just going in with rapids or torpedoes and doing, rapids just applying better, torpedoes just blasting everything with huge DPS up close because I'm going in at 0. I choose the missiles primarily to give me some PvP capability, just in case someone comes in at range, as has happened to me a couple of times where I've had some Macarials coming in at range and I haven't been able to do anything about them. So that's why I choose missiles, even though it's not optimal for ratting. A couple of target painters, again, for just helping apply more damage. And then a medium newt, which again, when I'm ratting, it has absolutely no benefit, but I've got one of those on each of those ships, so it can be useful for helping drive off or kill tackle, and one web. And then the low slots, double shield booster. Again, don't need, when I'm ratting, I literally turn on one shield booster and just let that run by itself. Never need the second shield booster, but that's, again, just there in case some kind of PvP happens. And then I have a couple of hardeners, and then a couple of ballistic controls. And I will at some point test out the missile guidance computer and see. I'm still not 100% sure whether it's a passive, whether the bonus is affects the passive of the missile guidance computer, or it affects both the passive and the active. If it's just the passive, that's quite nice because, as I said, it will provide that little bit more damage to smaller ships, and I can just leave that on. But again, the other issue is the brain juice, the thing for recharging your implant. As you can see there, they're quite pricey. So I guess you don't want to have the implants running constantly unless you're sure you're going to be doing content that is going to provide enough ISK or enough extra ISK to make that worthwhile. The other thing to remember with this one is if there is going to be any kind of PvP happening, is remember to turn the bloody thing off, because if you're doing just 100% EM damage, that's not really going to be that helpful in the PvP situation unless you're up against a shield tanker and they haven't specifically tanked, or if they have a yellow reactive hardener, that's going to soak up a lot of that EM damage. So it's very, very situational. But anyway, enough talking now. I don't want to delay this any longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to undock my 3 ships, and then I'm going to turn on that mode, and then I'm going to do an anom. Hopefully it'll be a large or a medium. I'm not sure what's available. I haven't been out of the station yet. I'm just going to quickly check. Nothing here. No bad guys. There's some, but they're quite far away. All right. So as I said, I apologize in advance when I undock my PC. One is going to start making a lot of noise. I hope you can still hear me. And it's possible I might have to do a quick reset of the modules because sometimes things get messed up when I'm switching between fits. Let's have a quick look at this. Let me stop my other ship, so that one luckily is not messed up, just one module had to move. This one is messed up. Just give me a second, I will just reset these quickly. Let me stop the ship. Stop. Yeah, I don't know, it would be nice if there was some way where I didn't have to. And why is that one got a mixed? Oh, that's fine. Put that there and that there. Okay, so that one's set up, and now let me do my main. As you can see, all the missiles are all over the place. Oh, I have to make a fleet as well. Let's see. Oh, wow. So I guess these are all the same. I've got 2 pith B types on there, which is why this has been a bit funny. Okay, what's going on here? There's not 3 different types, it should be just 2. Okay, let's see, is that going to go there? Yeah, okay, and I'll move those onto the back. Just one second, guys. As I said, it would be nice if this didn't mess up every time you put in a new ship type or your fittings. I'm going to put that there. The new is going to go there, and the web here. I mean, if there's a way around this, it's possible, I don't know, you can let me know. Okay, so now what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to turn on the implant, activate the implant, and explain how this works for those of you who haven't used it yet, and I just have to do it 3 times to get onto the right mode. But before that, I'll show you what my missiles are doing before I actually put that mode on. It's actually hard to see on my 3rd one, which is on my phone. It's very hard to see which one is actually activated. I think that's the right one. Okay, so if I quickly go into my setup here, you can see on this pith B type, you can see the damage there is 835, 924, 915 and 835. The 924 and the 915 is because of my nanocore. I got some extra damage on thermal and on, I think that's kinetic, I'm not sure. So basically I've got a little bit of extra damage. That's why normally missiles would be exactly the same the whole way across, but my nanocore adds a bit extra. But if I jump out now, and apologies again for the whirring, and I activate my implant there, you see that little circle there, that's the first one, that's the one that extends range. Click it again, and that's the one that does the precision, which gives you more chance to hit smaller ships or more effectively, theoretically. And then finally this is the new mode, the one that does the EM damage. So again, if I jump in here quickly and then go back to that pith C type, you can now see that all of that damage, I've got now no longer got any thermal, any explosive, any kinetic. It is all EM, and theoretically it's slightly more. It's like an extra, it's 320%. So theoretically you're doing a little bit more damage. Just it's all one type, which again in a PvP situation where people have filled in their EM hole with like special rigs, or where people are using reactive, the yellow shield hardener, that would be pretty useless, or armor hardener. But against the rats, it's quite useful. So you can see there my implant mode. I don't know if I'm actually using the implant right now. I'm just going to quickly get the gang set up. I think, let me just quickly check here on fleet. Oh, sorry. Apologies, this is very much an ad hoc video. I just need to invite in, invite. Pardon. Just got to. Okay, one sec. And then I'm just going to make him the boss as well. Actually, who's the boss? I think, pardon. Okay. One sec, and I'm just going to the fleet here. And set it as squad commander. There we go, so I can walk my own people around. Close that. Oh. Close that. Alright, and let me put my hardeners on. And I'm going to put one large shield booster on because my cap is fairly stable on this one. Alright, and yeah, let's see what we got. Actually, just one more thing here. Okay, so I just got to set up my overview of my other two accounts. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, and let's have a look what we've got here. Oh my. Oh, there's one large. Let's see if anyone's in it. Okay, no one. Alright, so we're going to fleet command, fleet warp, and I'm going to warp the fleet in there. And then you're going to see what impact the EM only damage is going to have in a large. I'm just going to change that back to PvP just in case anyone happens to wander in. It's always handy to get. Sometimes if you're ratting, you don't actually see the bad guy when they warp in, but if you have a kind of a PvP setup overview, then you will see them as soon as they come in, so that can be quite useful as well. Okay, just on my other account here, unfortunately it was the one that was furthest away, so we've got longest to warp. Oh, where's that one? I didn't need to turn the shield on there. Okay, so here we go. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to set orbit on the beacon, and I'm just going to start flapping, and then you can watch the scorpion, the hits on the shield. Okay, so just wait a second. There we go. Lock everything. Focus fire. Get my target painters on. I'm going to put on one of my damage controls. Okay. Oh, my guns are split, so you're not seeing anything. But you see the shields there on that scorpion have disappeared extremely rapidly. I'm just going to set orbit on that. Let's get this in here. So as you can see, this spawn, I mean it is 3 ravens, about doing 100% EM damage. You see the time, okay, 9:02 here. Let's see how long it takes to clear this. I haven't actually done one of these yet, and I am looting as I go. Okay, so that was the first spawn. First wave, I mean. Okay, on to the second. Again, I'm just going to hit this Raven Striker first. Focus fire. Both my things on. And this one again, focus fire. Approach. And then Good again, focus fire. Definitely doing a hideous amount of damage on that shield, and these Guristas rats here are primarily shield tanked, so you can see that Raven Striker has died exceedingly quickly. And again, I'm not optimizing here. I should be splitting the target, so I'm not wasting time hitting the same targets. Actually, what I'll do is after this guy will go onto the Drake, this guy will go onto the Heron. In fact, one of the issues is that the targets seem to be dying so quickly that my guns are not actually all turned on some of my accounts. There we go, let's loot that, let's loot that. Let's loot that one as well. Okay. I think the battlecruiser shield just disappeared in one hit. That Drake just disappeared. Okay, so here's a Raven Striker. Again, focus fire on the Raven Striker with that one. You're going to hit the Scorpion. Focus fire, approach. And this one is going to hit, what's the other option there? There's another Raven Striker, focus fire. So I'll split my fire across 3 there. And just make sure everything else is going well. Okay. I can put on my ballistic there for a little bit extra damage. And let's loot as I go. So even with just EM damage, it's still eating through the armor and shields pretty rapidly. I mean, that's a 16k hit. It's very nice. We will go on to the Naga next. Let's see the Naga when it takes the first hit. Let's see. It's a drone. Okay, there we go. Missiles are going on there now. 21,000. Very nice. Okay, let's clear that. Okay, taking some damage on my main account. Let's just orbit here. Yeah, I'm not optimizing it because I'm recording and talking as well, so I'm not forgetting to turn on my webs. Generally a bit clumsy. Let's change that to loot. Okay. Again, so I'm shooting different targets. Alright, so next one. Alright, so I will go for the Raven Strike here, focus fire, target paint is on. This one will go for the second Raven Striker, focus fire, approach. And finally, this one will go for, which is another Raven Striker there, focus fire, paint is on. Okay, and again I can put a ballistic on, do a little bit of extra damage. Okay, and then after that you will hit the Ferox and you will hit the Blackbird. Okay, and so let's see, the Ferox is going to get hit soon. So 16k, I think it is doing more damage. 16k hit even on the structure is pretty good. Okay, so now we're onto the Ferox. Let's see what the first hit does. That's just drone. Let's see when the missiles hit. 18k, and they took the entire shields off and a chunk of armor as well. So it definitely is speeding up the ratting process. Let me just collect some loot as I do stuff. Just make sure I'm hitting different targets. Let's go for the furthest one here. Go for the Manticore. webs on. Again, I haven't got my webs on, which actually would help with applying the damage a little bit. You need to turn your webs on as well. And let's see, we can go with another ballistic control here. There we go. And onto a Raven. Let's orbit that. Let's collect some of this loot that's just nearby while we're doing this. Okay, go for a spray. Make sure all my guns are on there. So I'm hitting all 3 targets, which is best, so I don't have to waste time. There we go. Alright, so this is the last heavy wave. This is the last big wave of the T10. Let's see, what should we go for here? First, there's a Scorpion, focus fire, let's hit that. And then on this account, it's going to go for a Raven Striker, focus fire, approach. And then finally, you're going to hit the Raven Striker as well. Get the loot as we go. All adds up. And yeah, the other interesting thing was it will be how much of the brain juice has this actually used doing this one large, and then whether it's worthwhile, the time saved. I guess if you're in a rush, if you're doing something like the Concord Pass, which is what I'm actually also doing right now, it could be beneficial. But it will depend on the cost, and I'm not sure these things are going to be manufactured, whether the costs are going to go down over time. Right now, 13 million seems a lot, but again, I haven't used them, so I don't know how many you have to use. I don't know if that one compiler boosts it back to 100. I don't know the mechanics on that yet. So, and again, let's put our ballistic controls on there. Let's make sure we're hitting different targets. Let's go for the Raven Striker here. And let's go for, there's another Scorpion there, you can hit that next. And this guy, there we go. Let's collect the loot. But certainly for a missile user in Guristas space, this definitely seems to be a very nice addition. We'll see how long it takes to clear a T10. Normally, it was, for me, it's about 20 something minutes, normally about 20 minutes to do a T10. And again, I could be doing it faster if I had kind of optimized setup for ratting, but as you can see here, I do hold something in reserve just in case any PvP comes my way. Okay, you can go in and orbit this rogue. Okay, another ballistic on there, ballistic there. Okay, not really managing the target, so I think I'm overlapping a bit. Okay, there's a Naga there, you can go for that after you kill the Drake. Just go orbiting. Okay, that's the hook. Let's see, it's fine. Okay, let's see. Not sure who's into that heron. Getting towards the final part of this large. Okay, let's split my fire again. Let's kill that off. You can see the shields just take such a beating. switch onto the Blackbird. Nothing else to loot right here. So hitting both of those. Okay, so that was the last combat wave, and then let's just jump in here now on the focus fire approach on the transports. Again, let's put the ballistic on there, speed things up a little bit. Okay, after that we can go approach that one, and we can approach that one. And we'll do a bit of cleanup. I just realised my third ship wasn't shooting, so again, wasted a little bit of time there. Keep approaching. Let's collect some of these battleships, so these hauler wrecks. Yeah. There's another one there. Let's keep approaching. Got a few more. What's going on? Jumping around. Approaching, got some more loot. Approach. Another one. Okay, so just finished that. So I started at 9:02 local time and I finished at 9:15. So basically that was about 13 minutes. Which again, considering I wasn't optimizing it, doing it perfectly well there, and a few times my ships weren't shooting, that's pretty okay for clearing a T10 large in Nullsec. So that mode definitely seems to have some value. I'm just going to actually quickly check here. If I jump into my implants now, let's see how much of the brain juice did I use. Okay, so I've only dropped down 1, so that's not too bad. I've gone from 99 prior to that large. I've dropped down to 98. As I said, to replace that, it's 13 million. I don't know if that replaces it from 0 to 100 when you buy that 30 million. If so, that's not too bad. You might, considering how long it lasts for, you might want to have this mode switched on all the time when you're ratting. I'm certainly going to keep going for a while and see how that works out. I should buy one of those things and actually work it out. But for now, certainly if you're ratting against Guristas, which are kind of primarily shield tanks, this mode seems like a really great way to improve your efficiency and improve your rookie numbers. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope it gives you a little bit more of an idea on implants. One of the questions that keeps coming up in the Corp, people are worried about upgrading when they change from the green to the blue implant, or onto the orange, or the onto the purple or the orange. Do you lose your levels? And I just want to confirm that. Again, I did this on all 3 accounts yesterday. When I went from green to blue, you don't lose your levels. So when you upgrade to a certain level on an implant, you keep that level, even if you then fit the next level up in terms of all the blue and the purple and the orange do is that they allow you to access the higher levels. So I think the green, you can only go up to level, I'm not sure, 15. I think the blue allows you to go up to level 25. So basically those just help you kind of level up, but you keep the levels, you don't lose those. Anyway, guys, I hope you do enjoy this video. I know it's a bit long, I know I was rambling a lot, and lots of ums and ahs. I'm sorry, I'm not a professional at this. But I do hope it's useful content, and if you do find it useful, please do like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.